Veterans of 2008 show resolve facing new Covid-19 crisis. Europe began a new campaign to shield economies from the coronavirus as the region's two main central banks either delivered or signaled action to avoid a 2008-style crisis, and German Chancellor Angela Merkel promised to do whatever is necessary. Bank of England Governor Mark Carney announced an emergency interest rate cut, aid for loans and easier capital rules for banks, to complement a stimulative UK budget unveiled hours later, while ECB President Christine Lagarde told governments that the ECB will deliver super-cheap funding later on Thursday. While Ms Merkel's rhetoric isn't yet backed up by a fiscal push, even as the death toll mounts, the emerging impression is of a continent starting to grapple with the need for joined-up policy action. That contrasts with the US administration whose own response has yet to take the decisive form that characterized the playbook of American officials during the 2008 turmoil. With the containment measures in Italy, Spain and France becoming increasingly severe, Ms Lagarde warned European leaders that they could be dealing with an economic and financial crisis of the same magnitude they faced 12 years ago unless they act decisively to contain the damage caused by the virus.Mr. Carney's action, in sync with the UK Treasury's £30 billion, €34 billion, package, offers a model for melding of monetary and fiscal policy levers that Ms Lagarde is looking for. Her plea for stimulus to back up a central bank that is practically out of ammunition has yet to gain traction in Berlin, which controls the most potent fiscal firepower of any eurozone country. For now, the German government will offer liquidity support to companies hit by the economic disruption and extend funding for temporary layoffs that help firms weather the storm. There will also be extra spending on health measures. But the finance ministry insists that there is no reason yet to unleash the large-scale stimulus that many are calling for. In fact, German officials have become so accustomed to calls for more spending that brushing off those demands has become second nature. They aren't convinced that it would boost the rest of the eurozone much and are reluctant to pile debt onto future taxpayers. In the current scenario, they argue that putting money into the hands of consumers won't do much good if the fear of infection stops them from going out and using it. Some countries are less attentive to the risk, or minimize it, because they are not yet hit, Ms Lagarde told EU leaders in a video conference. Evoking the crash of 2008, Ms Lagarde signaled the global dimensions of the coronavirus epidemic, in what could also be considered a veiled rallying call to global policymakers such as US President Donald Trump to escalate their response before it's too late. The actions showcase how the remaining. For more on this story, visit the news article link.